How many of you have ever tried an online grocery store delivery or use a meal delivery service? Okay, so a good number of you in the room. So I have also, thank you. I have also been testing them out quite a bit, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience. To disclose, HelloFresh, Blue Apron, and Tara's Kitchen all provided me with a free week of trial meals for this presentation, but none of the grocery stores provided any services to me. These are all my own opinions about them. So sometimes, you run into Dr. Bear at the store. So that's a benefit of going to the grocery store. You never know where he'll be. Other benefits of actually going to the store: you get to browse the aisles, find new products, you get to pick your own produce, you get to see everything, touch it before you decide to buy it. The store staff is there, people like Lee, like Alex from Whole Foods who are around today. They're here to help you find things. There's a ton of products to choose from. And you can shop anytime the store is open. Their only limits are when the store is closed. And of course, you get to perhaps run into friends, family members, people from school or work, and just be a part of the community. But then there are some drawbacks. You have to leave your house, you gotta go to the store. There's traffic, there's lines, there's big crowds. It's often challenging to shop with the kiddos tagging along. But sometimes the kids can be really, really good helpers and fun to have along. But there are many, many benefits to online grocery shopping. You could be at home in your pajamas, grocery shopping, without having to look pretty, put on a face, do anything. You can pick a time that works for you to do it. You are never bound by store open hours because you can shop 24 hours a day from the convenience of your phone, a computer, an iPad. You can add things all the time. You can put in an order, and up until a specified cutoff window, you can keep adding and adding and adding. And you can choose the delivery time. If you want something to arrive before you leave for work, you can schedule delivery before 6 a.m. If you want it to come during the day, a lot of services will pack everything on ice so that it will sit on your doorstep till you're ready at home. Or if you're out all day, you want to be there when it comes, they'll deliver it late at night, up till 11 p.m. for many services. So the services we're going to talk about today, the grocery stores are Whole Foods, Giant, and Safeway, and then online services, Fresh Direct and Amazon Fresh. So first of all, Whole Foods Market, you can shop via Instacart. It's a service for Whole Foods. If you shop in Whole Foods Market, you'll often see Instacart personnel in the store going through this to pick products. It's more like a personal shopper type service. You can have delivery in as little as 1 hour, or you can schedule a delivery for a time in the future. As of when I made this presentation this week, there were 2,592 specialty products tagged as gluten-free. So there are many, many options from Instacart and Whole Foods. This is what you'll see when you go to the Instacart homepage. You can pick products based on the aisle of the grocery store, just like you would if you went to the store. You can view the delivery times. I was making this presentation around 2:30 in the afternoon, and I could have had, if I had checked out then, I could have had it delivered by 4 p.m. So I could have gotten my food really, really fast. So you're basically shopping in an order that feels like the store. If you search for gluten-free on Instacart, you enter the term gluten-free in the search bar. This is what comes up first are the most popular gluten-free options in the store. But as you can see on the side of the screen, you can also search gluten-free by aisle. So as you click on those different buttons, it'll sort it down by that particular section of the store. Peapod is a somewhat similar service, except for it's not a personal shopper. They have a separate warehouse where they get all of their foods. You can access it via the web or a mobile app. You put in your address to confirm they deliver in your area, which they do in the whole DC metro area. Next day delivery tends to be available. And they do have access to many, many specials and coupons through their service. This is what the homepage of Peapod will look like. You can search aisle by aisle, but if you're looking for specific gluten-free products, they have a dedicated gluten-free store that you can enter from their homepage. When you enter the gluten-free store, what I really like about this is that they have a lot of very cute phrases that they use throughout the store. It's not just an algorithm that is linked to the tag gluten-free, but you can see here under the bread section, under the bread and bakery for gluten-free, a good gut without banishing bread. So somebody's actually really thought about how they're going to market to the gluten-free customer. And then you can also search by section. I happen to enter the bread and bakery section here. Fresh Direct is an online-only service, so there's not a Fresh Direct store that you can go to. It's pretty recently opened in the DC area, again, via freshdirect.com or their mobile app. What's really cool about FreshDirect is that they do have a warehouse that have your normal household items like laundry detergent, dish soap, those kinds of things, but they also work with over 60 local organic farms all around from the mid-Atlantic up through Connecticut, and that's where they get all of their fruits and vegetables from. So one of the things I really like about them is that you always know you're going to get excellent produce. What I found is that I crave the farms, so I found farms that I really love and I get from all the time, and now I go back and I pick the farms where I've had the best food. And surprisingly, it's no more expensive than a traditional grocery store. And they also have lots of specials and coupons. So from FreshDirect, if you type in the search term gluten-free, they also do a really great job of catering to gluten-free customers. As you'll see, the pop-up ads are directed at gluten-free customers. So for example, this one is promoting their chef-prepared entrees. So they have ready-made meals that you can purchase through the site. And they're really good. You can shop by kid-friendly. For a large family, you can buy portions for 1 or 2. So there's a lot of different variety from their prepared meals. And then you can also break it down by the different departments. And they had 934 products that were tagged gluten-free. I want to talk a little bit about ingredient and allergen guides. So I'm going to focus quickly on Instacart and FreshDirect. For every product in Instacart and FreshDirect, they give you the ingredients and the allergen statement. So it's very easy to determine safety. Amazon Fresh is another service. It's through Amazon Prime. It's in addition to your Prime membership, and it's just like a grocery store as well. The website, the app, they have great prices. They also have a gluten-free store from their home screen. So when you open the Fresh store, you enter the gluten-free zone. Again, they have targeted ads to gluten-free consumers, so you're not going to get an ad for something that isn't gluten-free in that store. And the prices are pretty comparable to anywhere else that you would buy them. So a few pitfalls. Are the products that you're finding in these gluten-free stores actually gluten-free? With Instacart, Peapod, and FreshDirect, I've extensively tried, and yes, most of the time when you enter these stores and you look for a gluten-free product, you are actually finding gluten-free product. I'm going to point out a few that are not. This is Safeway Home Delivery. You can see I entered the search term gluten-free, and what came up? The first result, whole grain, wheat, sugar-free bread. Definitely not gluten-free. I did get a gluten-free char bread, but for somebody who wasn't super paying attention, they would think I entered the gluten-free term and I selected bread. It's gluten-free. It's definitely not. So that's a really big problem. I tried it for several other search terms for cookies, and we got 1 gluten-free and 2 non-gluten-free. It actually pulled the free part of it, so we got nut-free and fat-free instead of gluten-free. So it's a really big problem that you definitely need to watch out for in these online systems, that the code is not always correct. Amazon Fresh, while it was not nearly as bad as Safeway's, but on the search for gluten-free crackers, I got Glutino, but then I got Ritz crackers as the second search option. So it's a really big problem with their systems where they need to refine their code. You can try using the quotations around the words gluten-free, but I still, with both services, got many, many products that should not have shown up there. Quickly breaking down the fees, they're all pretty comparable. You can pay a per service delivery or an annual fee. I'm going to really quickly talk about at-home meal delivery services. The basic gist, you select the number of meals that you want per week, 2 or 3. You can get for family size or for individuals. And the ingredients are shipped to your house, and then you do the cooking. Blue Apron does not sort any of their meals by the ingredient. They don't label them gluten-free. You have to go through and decide whether or not something is safe or not. For example, this was one of the featured recipes. They use flour tortillas. You would have to go through and say, oh, I can't eat that. So it's a pretty difficult service to find a dedicated gluten-free option. HelloFresh does label their recipes as gluten-free. They have tags, but we're going to talk about a pitfall of it in 1 second. Tara's Kitchen's really, really, really good. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly point out the HelloFresh problems. Recipe is tagged gluten-free. The ingredients contain soy sauce and hoisin sauce, both of which have soy sauce in them. The customer service has no idea whether or not they also contain wheat or if they've used a gluten-free soy sauce, and they're unable to get the information. It's been 3 weeks since I asked, and we still don't have an answer. So you have to be really careful with these services. Tara's Kitchen's the complete opposite. They have an entirely dedicated allergen preparation method. Everything is sealed. There's no contamination. It's a really, really wonderful service that I would recommend looking into. The cost is about the same for each. For a family, you're looking at about $80 a week. Everything is shipped to you, chopped and ready to go with Tara's Kitchen. The others, you have a lot of chopping. Bottom line, always look at food labels. Never assume something is gluten-free just because it says so on the label, and always ask questions.
Thanks, Vanessa.